Here we go. Here we go. Is this thing on? Question number one. Can you hear me this morning? Can you hear me? Is my voice coming out to you? If anyone would kindly respond with, we can hear you, sound is working, that would be a good thing. Because yesterday was a real crap show from StreamYard and YouTube. How are you doing? Welcome to the program. It's December 11th, 2024. We've got 20 days to go till the end of the year. Yes, I hear you, says Adam. Barry C., good morning to you. And welcome to the party, pal. I think this is working. Sound seems to be on today. And the voice of radio. There you go. Okay, so we're alive and we're well. And thank you all for joining us. First message on my board here. Look at this. Ed says, well, Uncle Bruce, after lurking for years, I finally did it. I wrote my first options, sold 3 January 26 expiry Sofi puts for $6.80. Wish me luck. Right on, pal. Well done. It sounds like you wrote $20 cash secured puts that expired Jan 26. So you're on the hook to buy back your Sofi at the high price of $13.20 until January, except for one little thing, one little tiny add-on, and that is that in theory, if you sold 3 $20 contracts, you used $6,000 in cash to secure this trade. You added to that $6,000 683 times. That's the premium you got for writing them. So that's just under $2,100 in cash. So now you're over $8,000 in cash. And if you're holding in 5% interest by buying these BIL ETFs or any of these ETFs that have this daily interest, compounding it at about 5% a year, you're going to get 5% interest on your 8,000 something dollars here, 8,100. That's $400 in interest that will come to you. And if you divide that into 300 shares that you're obligated to buy, it's about $1.30 a share that you will be paid in cash in the meantime. In other words, you're not paying the possibility of $13.20 a share. No. You're actually only paying $11.90 for the stock if you're exercised theoretically a year from now. That's what you've set up here as your worst case scenario. I love this game. I love this game where not only do the gamblers hand you the money to allow you to buy the stock at a discount, the United States government Treasury Department is handing you money to guarantee that you're going to make even more. This is such a sweet ride. There are viewers here who had 20,000 shares of Sofi, and they sold their Sofi shares, took $300,000+, wrote cash secured puts on 300 grand and hauled in, I don't know how much, 100,000 in cash. Now they're sitting on 400,000+ in cash, getting 5% interest, which is $20,000 a year to add to their profits. I don't know how much easier you want it, but again, just describing that to those of you who are here, I'm going to guess 90% of you who are here are going, yeah, this makes sense. I know what he's talking about. Yep, yeah, he's running cash secured puts, and he's putting the money into ETFs. He's pulling in daily interest. Yeah, it makes sense to me. 10% of you are watching me going, I've heard about this guy. I was told about this guy's channel. Forget about the fact he has no hair. Just tolerate him and look away and listen to him only. You don't even have to look at him. I don't know what he's talking about. What is this cash secured put stuff, and what is this interest on other people's money that he's talking about? But my friends and coworkers and relatives are telling me, you've got to watch this guy. You've got to learn how to write options, because this is the way to make money in the market. And 10% of you are sitting here, 15 of you are going, should I stick around? I'm not sure if this is for me. And this is the test that you have to pass in order to come to the other side of the market. Can you convince yourself to learn the technology, the terminology, not technology, the terminology we're using here regarding how to write stock options. And Ed did it. It took Ed 3 years to make the move, but others take 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. It's okay. You hang around here for nothing and listen to the old man rant and read the commentary. You become a member of this channel and become an active inquisitor, letting me know what your thoughts are, especially during market hours. And or you begin to take classes that we offer that I've got on my website. You grab class number 1, you grab class number 2, and then you set up a practice account, which is free to do the practice accounts. And you begin to trade options. After you've watched my first 2 lessons, you're already going to do pretend options with live quotes, because you're going to get ideas from these people, like this idea right here. You're going to go, I'm going to write those 3 puts too. I've never written an option in my life, but I'm going to set up a practice account. I'm going to watch a couple of Bruce's episodes to kind of understand what's going on here. I'm going to write those 3 puts myself in my account, in my practice account, and pretend that I got $6,000, and I'm going to write 3 puts against these shares, and now have over $8,000. And I'm going to buy in that practice account an ETF that generates interest. And let's see if this really does happen in the next month or 2. Is there daily interest coming in? How is the stock performing? How are the options doing? Can I make money doing this? Rather than just take his word for it, this balding Canadian, why don't I do it myself? Because I'm daring you to do it. Why not check it out? Because then maybe in 2 or 3 months from now, you might sit back and go, I set up this practice account, and I did about 4 or 5 different trades that his viewers were talking about. And one of his viewers did a GameStop cash secured put. One of his viewers did an AI cash secured put. Some of his viewers are doing credit spreads. I did some of those. Some are doing poor man covered call transactions. I'm doing those because it's a practice account. I can start with $100,000 in this thing. It's risk free, and I can experiment with all these trades these people are doing, and just see if any of them make money, any of them, and which ones make the most. Which one of his viewers are making the most money on a percentage return basis or in dollars, and which is the least stressful way to play this market? If I were using my own money and doing cash secured puts or credit spreads on GameStop or NVIDIA, which is the most exciting and engaging for me, but also the easiest one to live with? So certain trading I might not want to do, and a certain trading I would like to do. And you'll find out for yourself. And some of you might just, down the road, do just what Ed is doing right here. You're going to say, I took the big step, Uncle B. I wrote my first options. I've been here for 3 months, 6 months. I'm not going to tell you how long I've been here. You've watched a few of my classes. You've watched 7 of them, 9 of them. There's 18 of them. You're just slowly going through them, and you're thinking to yourself, these classes are worth it for me. I can learn how to write options for the rest of my natural life for a pretty low price to get into this game. This isn't all that expensive to learn. And boy, am I learning a lot about the market psychology and the workings of the stock market. These classes are in depth. There's so much more to pick up than just what's an option. There's a lot more to it. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for joining me. 182 of you are here now. There must be 18 newbies here who have never done this before. Welcome all. Richard Carlin, hi. A deep value. What's going on? Nice. What strike? I think those were 20s. There's my message to you guys today. Stop gambling, and if you're looking to quit your day job or retire early, then visit my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and grab lessons on how to write stock options. Become the casino. Absolutely right. Most of these folks who are here are commenting that's exactly what they've done. Ed is going, Bruce is right, $20 strikes. Zellos, the ZE is here. I became a YouTube member. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the family. Great to have you here. Nice to see you, and hopefully you will make a ton of money like everyone else. Welcome, Big Z from Deep Value. John Anderson, hey everybody. D.H. Ruda's here. A lurking anglerfish is here. AMA or ALA is here. Welcome. Number 12. Good morning, and welcome to Big Z. Aurora, hey, what's going on? James of the Misty Tree, Pappy J, Juan is here, Charlie, welcome, Big Z, Mark, let's rock, everybody. Charlie, good morning, y'all. Just watching 1980, Where's the Bagel Man? Hey, what's going on, Adam? Audible here. Larry, I can hear you. Welcome to the party, pal, the voice of radio. Flint Creek, go GameStop, go Wolf, go QSI. Colin, wish I'd ignored ATIP advice a few years back. Did you put everything you had into it? Did you put every dime you ever earned into it? Congratulations, moron. You didn't listen to what I was telling you to do. You didn't listen to me. You just went hog wild and put everything you had into one stock, and you didn't listen to the rest of us. Way to go, Colin. Corinne, hey, Cutting Edge. Hello, 30 on the likes today. Michael, GameStop has made the pivot profitable forever. Shorts are toast. Sharon is in the house. Welcome from New Jersey. Nicholas, I locked in my profits. I closed out those GameStop $44 and $45 puts yesterday afternoon before the close. Of course, GameStop doesn't dip on its earnings level. I'm going to write some new cash secured puts today. Yeah, the stock of GameStop is at $27.75 at the moment here in the pre-market. Traded about 850,000 shares. The company came out yesterday with their financial results. They did not have a phone conference call, anything. They did not allow any questions to management. They simply released their paper through the SEC and did a press release through the Newswire and said nothing to the public and answer anyone's questions, period. If you, however, took the time or were able to go into the SEC filings of GameStop, they had to file with the SEC their financials, which they did. And you'll notice on page, page 16 of their financial releases, you'll find this little paragraph right here, which I will now attempt to read to you. If you will give me a moment here, I have to put this message over here, and I've got to get myself down there. And here is a little ditty for you. In connection with our efforts to achieve sustained profitability, we continue to evaluate our international assets and operations to determine their strategic and financial fit and to eliminate redundancies and underperforming assets. To date, we've taken the following steps as part of this ongoing effort. During fiscal 2023, we exited our operations in Ireland, Switzerland, and Austria. During the third quarter of fiscal 24, we initiated a plan to wind down our operations in Germany, with store operations scheduled to end by the close of the fiscal year. That would be January 25, the end of January. On November 8th, 2024, we sold our Italian subsidiary, GameStop Italy, SRL, I believe, which operated our Italian stores and e-commerce business. The stores in Italy will continue to operate under the GameStop brand for a transition period of up to 6 months. We recognized impairment expenses of $7.6 million on the assets during the third quarter of 2024. The proceeds and loss on the sale are expected to be immaterial to our financial results. Okay. And then they mentioned, then they posted their financials. And here are the 3 months ended November 2nd, 2024 financials compared to October 28th, 2023 financials and percentage changes. Now, Wall Street is all over the negative side of GameStop anyway and every way they can. And so what they're concentrating on in Wall Street is they're saying, oh my God, look at this company. They're a blockbuster. They are failing. Their sales were $860 million. That's the top number there. Versus last year, $1,078 million. That's all Wall Street wants to talk about. That the company's sales are plummeting and they're going out of business. If you go a little further, the next line says gross profit of 70%, 603 million. The next line is actual net profit. Let me repeat this. The first line is sales. The second line, 603 million, cost of sales. The next line is profit, 257 million. The next line is general and administrative expenses, 282 million versus 296 million from last year. So they're continuing to reduce their expenditures to run the company. Asset impairments, 8.6 million. This is closing stores, closing countries, walking away from areas, which is a one-time charge. It won't be there next year. So you see the next line, operating loss, and then interest income net 54.2 in brackets. That actually means GameStop took in 54 million in interest in 3 months. 90 days, they got 54 million in interest, which compared to last year, 12.9 million in interest. You can see this dramatic $42 million increase in 1 quarter of cash. In other words, you take that $54 million number, multiply by 4, annually, they're now hauling in $216 million in interest on their money. If the Fed raises rates next year by a quarter, half a point, that number will go up. It'll be 230 million in interest to the company. They're buying T-bills with this stuff. Going down a little lower, income or loss before income taxes, a $20 million income came in. Don't forget, the 8.6 million asset impairment charge is a one-time one-off. In effect, they made almost $30 million in the quarter, but they could only book it at 20, which means they only paid 3.4 million in income tax. Those impairment charges are write-offs. They don't pay tax. So their net income at the very bottom of the line there, $17.4 million compared to last year's 3 months, loss of $3.1 million. So the company now is making money every quarter despite themselves. They're shutting down underperforming stores. They're walking out of Germany. They're walking out of Europe, essentially. They're walking out of Europe. And why? Because Europe's got all kinds of problems. We have a war in Ukraine. We have a recession in Europe. We have Germany in real trouble. We've got France with a collapsing government. We've got uncertainty. Why operate retail stores in Europe where it's much more expensive to run than America or Canada? Shut them off, sell them off to someone else, or just shut them down and take the write-off and move on, because these are not essential to the survival of GameStop, the company itself. The company is focusing in on America and Canada, where they do majority of their business, probably always have done a majority of their business. But none of this was shared with any of you last night on a telephone call. There certainly wasn't any kind of a conference call to let us all in on this. You have to dig this up on page 16 deep in the financial notes to get this information, because they won't talk. Now, look, to be fair to GameStop and to be transparent with all of you, there are only 2 brokerage firms that cover the stock as far as analysts are concerned. There's only 2 analysts. The other 25 analysts out there, the firms out there with analysts, 25 at least, none of them cover GameStop. Why is that? Why is it that GameStop doesn't get coverage from all of these other brokerage firms? You would think that that they would they'd cover a company making money. You would think that 25 brokerage firms out there would cover GameStop, because retail investors like you guys follow this thing religiously. There are millions of people who follow any rumor about GameStop. If there's a cartoon posted somewhere on Instagram by Roaring Kitty, this becomes Wall Street Journal news. And yet no analysts cover the stock. Why is that? Simple. GameStop doesn't make Wall Street any money. GameStop doesn't go to Wall Street every quarter and says to the bankers in Wall Street, "Hey guys, we're $5 billion in debt here. We've got like the cruise lines, we got 100 cruise ships. and we owe $10 billion to the bankers, and we want to roll over bonds that we issued with you guys at Wall Street, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Those are coming up for maturity. We have to pay those off. So we'd like to do a rollover. We just want to do a rollover. We want to take $10 billion in debt that is due this year, and we want to issue a $1.2 billion of new debt, and we'll pay off the $1 billion of old debt, pay commissions to all you guys to flog all this paper to your institutional investors, and we'll have about $100 million left over as change after commissions and fees to add to our pocket, to our bank account. And we're just rolling over this debt. We'll just keep paying interest on it and interest on it. And 7 years from now, we'll roll over that 1.1 and make it 1.3. No problem at all. This game is the game of Wall Street and investment banking. They addict the companies. They're addicted to the money, to the cash, and they have to keep coming back to roll over the debt again and again and again. And there's only two ways to pay off the loan, the actual principal of the loan. The one way to do it is earn your way out. You make so much money in profits that you pay down these bonds. You literally go to the bond market and buy the bonds that you issued 3, 6, 8 years ago. You just buy them up in the open market, and then when it's time to renew these bonds, there used to be 1 billion of them out there, but there's now only 700 million left because your company bought 300 million of the debt in the last 5 years. So now you only raise 800 million to satisfy a $700 million IOU, and you pay commissions and fees to make this happen, and you got 50 million left over in cash. That's one way out. You earn your way out. The other way out is you dilute the crap out of your shareholders. You do what AMC is doing. AMC can't go to bankers anymore. The bankers are going, AMC, look, guys, we've lent you $10 billion already to get you through COVID. Now we want our money back. We now want you to pay us off. We don't want you to carry the 10 billion because interest rates are higher now than they were 2 years ago. You guys are paying 12 to 15% interest because you're a lousy risk, your credit risk. We'd rather prefer that you pay down your debt and we'll lend you less. So when it's rollover time, we don't want to roll over the full dollars. We want to roll down much less, if none. And so the only other way out is AMC sells shares from their treasury into the stock market and dilutes the crap out of all their shareholders, making all shareholders poorer in the process. And they take the cash and they give it to their banker against the principal, and they knock their debt down. Now, I have to give kudos to AMC because AMC has, in the last 2 years, been very crafty where they get their hands on 100 million of cash and they're buying up their debt on the open bond market at a discount because AMC is so fragile to survive or not survive and all that some of these bonds are trading at 30 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. They were issued at 6% interest, but they're trading at such a low price that if you were to buy an AMC bond, you would actually yield 12%. They're trading at half the price. Or if they were coming out at 5% interest 4 years ago, now they're trading at triple 15% interest. You can buy an AMC debt for 33 cents on the dollar. Well, the company, AMC, has been buying its own debt on the market from time to time, and they've been canceling the debt obligation to the company. That's how you reduce your IOUs, by taking cash and buying your own debt on the open market. The bankers know this. This is not a secret, and the bankers support it. But unfortunately, the people who are paying the worst price are the shareholders of AMC. Now, on GameStop's side, they don't need to go to the stock market and raise money from shareholders if they don't want to, but they have been, which is also confounding Wall Street to no end. The folks at Wall Street cannot believe that GameStop, which is closing stores all over the place and is shrinking their business to only carry profitable divisions, can actually go to the market and raise in the last year $3.5 billion to now today be sitting on 4.5, 4.6 billion in cash. Wall Street is confounded by this. No other public company can get away with it, but these guys have. And so now GameStop in Texas is sitting there going, yeah, we're in Texas. And we're just shut down Italy. We just shut down Ireland. We shut down Switzerland. We shut down Austria. We're shutting down Germany. We're walking away from continental Europe, the EU. We're walking out of the EU. And maybe we'll shut down UK this year. I don't know what they're doing. It's not telling me. They're not telling you. But they're saying to the world, we don't need Wall Street to get by. We don't need Wall Street to help us make it work for us. We're quite good on our own. We're bringing in $200+ million in interest from our cash balance. And we're saying, thank you, sir. We don't need another. And so the stock is $27.70 this morning, up 77 cents. And the debate rages among many people. Is the stock going to 20 or is the stock going to 40? What is going to happen? And what will GameStop do with $4.6 billion in cash, generating $200 million in interest? What are they going to do with it? And if they do buy something with that, is that thing they're buying a moneymaker? Can GameStop buy a business, something, a generator of revenues with $4 billion that makes more than 5% return? Because right now they're getting 5% from the American government in T-bills. They're just rolling them over and compounding the interest. There's the question. If they can bring in 15% return per year on their $4.6 billion, instead of making $200 million in interest or $220 million in interest, they might be making $650, $700 million in profit from that money, which would then take the stock to a much higher level. I mean, the stock would then go to 40, maybe 50, because the earnings per share will be massive. But nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. I think Ryan Cohen, who, remember, the chairman of the board, CEO, Ryan Cohen, pays himself $1 a year salary. Everyone doesn't mention that. Everyone does not mention that Cohen doesn't pay himself any money to do this job. The only money Cohen can make from GameStop is the value of the stock. That's the only thing he's got to make money. Unlike previous management, going back 5 years ago, the management structure of GameStop 5 years ago, and the benefits that were being paid to the top officers, the stock plans, the salaries, the perks, the private jet they used to own. They used to own a Challenger private jet to fly them around wherever they were going. They were living the high life 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is what caused all kinds of shorting of the stock, because analysts and institutions were going, this is a blockbuster. These guys are going to go out of business. These management guys are giving themselves all kinds of perks and benefits and salaries. Short this stock. And they were right. They shorted it at the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, and it went all the way down to $2.70 a share back in 2020. They were right, but they were wrong in one area. The shorters forgot one cardinal rule when you're a short seller is you get out when you make a lot of money. You buy the stock back and flatten your position. They forgot that part. And of course, our friends at Reddit and Wall Street Bets and the entire internet and people who were watching me were going, Uncle Bruce, how can they have a stock with 75 million shares shorted when only 74 million exist? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How does the SEC even allow that to happen? Well, you have to ask the SEC these questions about shorting. The SEC seems to have two policies with regards to stock ownership. One policy is you must report everything if you own stock, and the other policy is if you short stock, you don't have to say anything. We're going to keep that quiet, and we're not going to bother anybody about that. There you go. Anyway, that, you know what happened from then, summer of 2020 to the summer of 2021. There was a big change in the value of the stock of GameStop. Well, here we are today at almost $28 a share. Multiply this price by 4, and you'll understand that this stock is $112 a share pre-split from 5 years ago. So it was a $280 in the summer of 2020, And now we're in the winter of 2024, going into 2025. The stock is 120, whatever it is, 118 a share, whatever the heck, almost 120 bucks a share. It's a success story, actually. If you bought the shares at $3, $4, $5, $6, $8 a share back in 2020, just as Ryan Cohen started getting into it, you're doing very well. And if you're an option writer on GameStop and have been because of this channel since 2021, you've made an absolute fortune on this stuff. GameStop has paid you handsomely to be an option writer. And now I'm telling you guys, the future continues to be bright for option writers of this channel. You can take GameStop shares, dump them, and write cash secured puts on those all you want. You can take 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000, whatever you got, pennies to dollars worth of money, and write credit spreads on GameStop. There are classes available on how to do that in my website. Not that I've never mentioned it before, but if you want cash flow from GameStop on a monthly kind of basis, credit spreads are the way to go. And there are viewers here today that are active and not active. Some comment a lot, some never comment, who are self-employed, walked away from their jobs in 21, 22, and 2023 already, are walking away now, will walk away this year because of GameStop. GameStop has liberated a ton of people from their jobs because of the amount of cash flow that you can generate by writing options on this stock, whether it's directly on the stock or using a cash position and writing cash secured puts or credit spreads. And I congratulate all of you who have been able to do that. And if you've taken the time, put a few dollars on the counter and said, Uncle Bruce, I'm going to grab your lessons. I'm going to learn how to write options. I'm going to set up a practice account to see if this works or not. And I'm going to continue to take your lessons, and I'm going to become an option writer because I too want out. I want out of my career. I want out of the hellhole that I found myself in. I want to get away from the lying and the shenanigans going on at the office. I want to get away from the management. I don't trust anymore. The new people that run my division, my department, the subsidiary company I'm involved with, I don't trust these guys because they are lying to us, or they say one thing and do another. And I have seen instances time and time again where fellow employees were screwed out of major raises or advancements because they lied to them. And I'm out. I'm out of corporate America. I am out of corporate Canada. They can't even help us with inflation anymore. We can't even match it. Headline readings have come out for inflation. 0.3% was the latest number. Is that good, bad, indifferent? What's expected? All this stuff. Apparently expectations have been matched. The Dow is up 78 points, S&P's up 21, Nasdaq's up 111. So the market is now hoping against hope that the interest rate declines will continue from the Federal Reserve. Apparently today, Canada is supposed to come out sometime today with their interest rate decision at the Bank of Canada. And the word around here is Canada's going to lower its interest rate by 0.5 percentage point today. Again, because the Canadian economy is slowing up. Flint Creek stop loss is your friend Colin Hector, number 37. Good morning, Vilbus. I locked in my profits and I closed out those contracts. FX passing through. Hello, everybody. Who else is here? Who else is here? BIL has an expense ratio of 0.14, kind of steep. Try SCHO at 0.03. You guys have to do your homework as to what's the best ETF to get for daily interest. You have to do that depending on where you live. In any event, that's where it is. NN wants to know what's the best platform for broker app to get into writing options. It would help NN to tell us, where are you from? Where do you live? What country are you in? What city? What state? Are you in North America? Are you in England? Are you in Europe? Are you in Asia? I mean, this is a question we can't answer without knowing something. Uncle Bruce, GameStop is very cash rich. Yes, the investors who placed their money with GameStop have expectations. Are those expectations now met? Or do we expect endless patience? Where is the guidance? There is no guidance. There will be no guidance from the company. You're not going to get any guidance from the company. I believe personally that they're going to continue to shut down underperforming divisions. I believe that Ryan Cohen has figured out there is so much fat in this corporation. The first layer of blubber they got rid of were the ex-managers, the ex-directors, the ex-presidents, chairman of the boards, all those stock options those guys had, all those benefits that were given away. They got rid of all that. They then got rid of the next layer of management, overpaid senior vice presidents. They got rid of all those guys. They've turned over all kinds of senior management, and they pay less and pay less and pay less for the same kind of work you used to do, because they've gone from 5,500 stores to 4,000 stores. They're going to go down to 3,000 stores because they're going to dump the losers. There are winning stores and losing stores. And these guys are figuring out why should we be like 7-Eleven and have like Subway and have a store at every street corner? We're not going to do that. We're going to do what Best Buy does. We're going to have hundreds of stores, not thousands of stores. We're going to have specialized retail locations. In the next 3 to 5 years, GameStop locations might be larger than they are now, and they might not be in shopping malls. They might be in strip malls, big box retailer type malls where the cost per square foot is a fraction of a shopping mall. This company is going to go high margin return on their business, their plan, and that's what they have to do. They cannot be in boutique shopping malls. They're not able to make money like jewelry stores. They don't have any margins. They've got to be in low-cost operating environments where they can start to sell games and gaming systems and collectibles. And they've got to bring in a division of collectibles that bring in high margins. That's the game plan. This is a multi-year thing. And it's already showing. The results are already coming in. Cash rich, debt free, and margins improving. And expenses are declining. They'll have write-offs here and here and here and here for tax reasons and everything else. But I think that's the plan. Whether you want to stick around or not, you don't have to be a shareholder to win in this case. That's what I keep begging you people. Get out of the stock and write cash secured puts. Do that with AI. Do that with Sofi. Do that with Rocket Lab. Go cash and write cash secured puts, and you don't have to care about the daily fluctuation of the stock. You really don't. Eddie, welcome. Nice to see you here. The man is talking about different ETFs. Go, baby, go. What else is on here? Mando is saying hi. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Who else is here? Anybody else here? Amy is here. Welcome. What else is going on here? Here we go. Only a week and a half until Christmas break. Then it's time for Seinfeld binge watching, or time to binge watch your classes. Maybe that's it. I'll look at GameStop. Made you look. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Let's see what else is going on here. Page 6 of GameStop's 8K also has this gem, 21.7 million purchases of marketable securities. Hope for them buying as SoFi remains. Maybe they're going to buy SoFi. There you go. What else is going on? Welcome, Alex, number 76. And let's see. Yeah, look, Jeff, GameStop making 5% interest on capital as a business model doesn't seem like much of a growth to shareholders unless they actually do something to get a large return on that capital. Yeah, maybe they're going to merge with somebody else. Maybe they're going to become a part of another company. Maybe they're going to become a minority piece of a much larger outfit, or maybe they're going to dominate another company and merge the two into one. I don't know. But they've got the money to do whatever the hell they want, and they're in a position of strength. So that is good news for shareholders. But anyway, we'll see what's going on. What else? Welcome all, welcome all, welcome all. And those of you who got comments on this whole thing, fire away, talk to each other. You know, Larry Titus, good morning. We're here. Big E is in the house. Thank you all. Good morning from Kenji. Good morning to all of you. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the party, pal. We've got all kinds of fun stuff coming up here. I believe, and I like what I see on certain fronts. But I'm warning you and begging you again and again and again. You've really got to consider going into cash. You have got to get the hell out of stock because this market is overpriced. And I'm not talking about a stock. I'm talking about the stock market is overpriced. The stock market is actually in desperate need of interest rate cuts to maintain the momentum. This is bad news for all of us. If a stock market needs lower interest rates to continue to perform, it is not priced properly for its results. It needs an artificial stimulus to keep on going. Any stock market needing an artificial stimulus to keep things going is a stock market in big trouble. And you keep hearing, I know you are reading this, you are hearing this, you are noticing this. They keep talking about the 2001 dot-com bubble that happened that took the NASDAQ from 5,000 down to 1,500 in 6 months. We had an evisceration, a complete evisceration of wealth, generational wipeout in 180 days. And this was in early 2000s. And the thinking was in 1999 and so that the internet is the future of commerce and the future of business for the entire planet. And whoever said that was right. In 1999, they forecast the future. They said, hey, the internet, 6 years ago in 1993, a lot of people started buying home computers, 1990, 91, 92, 93, 94. And we got out of dial-up into cable internet. The future of the world was right in front of our eyes. Everything would be ordered online. Correct. So much started getting ordered online. Absolutely correct. The problem was, one little tiny problem. The stock market was trading stocks at multiples that were ridiculous. And there were all kinds of dot-com stocks that had gone public with Wall Street's backing because they were frothing at the mouth to buy anything.com, that there were companies taken public that had no business going public whatsoever. There was no profits in their future for years. There were simply years of mergers and failures and acquisitions and trial and error until some people figured out how to make money in the dot-com world. One of the winners was Amazon. But for every Amazon, there were 100 losers that didn't make it. For every PetSmart, there were others that didn't make it. For every automotive company that was selling parts online, there were others that didn't make it. Groceries were supposed to be online in 1993 to 1995 to 2005. All of us were supposed to order our groceries. Almost 90% of America was supposed to order their groceries online by 2001, 2, and 3. And we were all going to have home delivery of groceries. We wouldn't even have to leave our houses. It didn't happen. And the grocery stores and the Costco's of the world did very, very well selling to people walking in the front door because the internet was not yet able to handle it. Every item in your house was supposed to be ordered by the internet. Everything you were about was supposed to be done by the internet. The problem was that Wall Street and investors and speculators were looking ahead 5 to 10 years when they thought they were looking ahead 1 year. They thought by 01, 02, this would all happen. And what they didn't realize is that they were dealing with 2015 to 2025 timing. And they didn't realize it would be 15 more years until the internet was so sophisticated that it could handle everything people thought would happen by 99, 2000, and 01. And so the market took a beating of epic proportions because everything was overvalued. And it was all on hype, and it was all on possibilities, and all on future phenomenal upside. And those who wanted results today weren't getting results today, and they got out. And or a whole lot of people who were speculating in dot-com bubble stocks got wiped out on margin. And that was the big equalizer at that time, and it wiped out a whole bunch of folks. Fast forward in 7 years, from 2001 until 2008, we had another bubble come our way. Many of you were children when this one happened. The real estate bubble. The surefire, guaranteed way to make money in America and Canada was to buy a house and sit on it and fold your arms and make your mortgage payments, and you will win. Guaranteed every single time. You'll always make money in real estate. We were told, we were promised that we would always make money on a house. And that didn't work because that market went crazy, and trillions were lost. Globally, this wasn't an America problem. This was a global problem. Certain countries did better than others, but it was a bloodbath. The Great Depression that came over the American and Canadian markets, European markets, Asian markets was massive, a huge problem. We have bubbles. We have times where we froth out, and then there's a violent, fast, ugly sell-off that wipes out trillions and takes some people years to get back. Years. Others never get it back. They never get it back. There are millionaires out there. Former multimillionaires are all around us who are now thousandaires who can't get it back because they lost everything they were into on a bubble of some kind. The dot-com bubble, real estate bubble. They got caught with COVID. They got caught with interest rates that took off. They got caught owning stock that was trading at a much too high multiple. Whatever the excuse, there's a million stories in the city, and there are all kinds of guys at bars or virtual bars to tell you their sad sap stories. At the end of the day, the only winners in the markets through all of history are those who are in cash. If you're in cash, you are not vulnerable to a meltdown. Bottom line, it doesn't matter what inflation does, cash still wins because those who have cash have liquidity. Those who have liquidity are nimble and they can move into areas to get protection and upside and take advantage of massive dips in value. Cash is king, will always be king. It's the way to go. If you're into crypto, you're a loser because you're not in cash. If you're into gold, you're a loser. You're not into cash. If you're into stock, you could be a loser. You might have the right stock. You might have the wrong stock. You might have a mediocre stock. You don't know. If you're into the markets with owning units of ETFs that are riding the high-tech markets, or you're riding the NASDAQ market, the S&P 500 market through ETFs, you could be a giant loser because you're not in cash. You think you have liquidity because you can always sell those units into the market. Sure. But do you want to lose 25% value and then sell out? Is that your plan? That's your whole plan. Is I have liquidity, but I have liquidity at a loss. What the hell is that? You're a guaranteed loser? What the hell is that? Cash is king. Writing cash secured puts, credit spreads, poor man covered calls maybe is where you want to be. Right now, that's what you got to be doing. Again, I'm just an old man yelling away and begging you to stop getting greedy and get caught in some really nasty stuff. The Big E is here. Welcome. Kenji, good morning. Thank you. Who else is here? Susan Shops. I'm here just watching today. $1.99 donation. Stock market overpriced. Uncle Canary in a coal mine. There you go. Bobby, is it PetSmart or PetSmart? I couldn't care less. Welcome all to the program. We're up 80 in the pre-market right now, which is not a lot. You would think that this news on inflation was so good, the market would be up 500 points. This 85-point gain is 0.1%. We've had 4 days in a row of losses on the Dow Jones. Do you know that? Are you aware the markets have been down 4 days in a row overall? S&P's up 28. That's a half a point. NASDAQ is up 169, up 0.8. It's the winner this morning, but it's the most volatile. I don't know how strong this is. Crude oil up 86 cents at 69.44. That's a loser. oil is definitely a loser. Welcome, everybody. Kent is saying hi, everybody. Welcome to the show, Kent, from Rancho Mirage, California. Nice to have you here this morning. It is the 11th of the month, which means there are 20 days left in the month. And I think 3 weeks from today, Jen and I are on an airplane heading south to warmer weather. Cannot wait for that. Thank you all to the program. Nice to see you here this morning. 15.50 on your Sofi right now, up about 20 cents. Gamestop 27.80, up 87 cents so far this morning. Nice to have you with us. Quick little peek at some of our other favorites. We've got Rocket Lab at $23 a share, up 14 cents. Lost 39 yesterday. Sofi lost 29 yesterday. It's up 21 right now. GameStop lost $1 yesterday. It's up 77. Matterport, $4.80 a share, waiting for the closing out of that takeover. 23andMe is at $3.90 a share, up a dime. Spire at $13.89, down 27. That's taken a bit of a hit in the last few days. ATIP, I don't know what it's doing. Smart Rent is $1.89, up about 7 cents. The Apple shares and Tesla, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Nvidia, and Meta, all the Magnificent Sevens, are all higher to start the morning. The Apple's up 97 cents, Tesla's up 7.89, Microsoft up 144, Alphabet up 134 cents, Amazon up 166, Nvidia up 246, Meta up 472. Goldman Sachs, the bank, lost $9 yesterday. It's up 4.85 today. Cisco down 2 cents. Arc Innovations up 102 to 61.61, near the all-time high. Pfizer down a dime. HBQ up 16 cents. It's back to 34.80. Unity up 22 cents. AI was up a nickel yesterday to 41.73 after being as low as 35, the high as 45. It's right now showing 39.34, down 2.39 in the pre-market. We'll know in 8 minutes if this is real or not. Adobe is up 170. Netflix up $11 this morning, lost 34 cents yesterday. We might be topping out on Netflix in this region, and we might see some backing off because this stock has gone from the 700s to the 900s. How much higher will it run? I don't know. IBM is up 59 cents, was up $1.72 yesterday. Vanik Semiconductors is up $3.90, lost $6 yesterday. Home Depot down $6.50 yesterday, up $1.05. These are tentative recoveries. We're down $1.94 on Enphase yesterday. We're only up $1.17. Palantir was down $1.50 yesterday. We're up $1.87 this morning to $72.76. A perfect stock to write cash secured puts with. Uber, $64.95 last night to $64.89 right now, down 7 cents at the moment. Welcome everyone to the show. Welcome everyone to the party here. We're showing green now for Rocket Lab, Sofi, GameStop. We're showing green for all Magnificent Seven stocks to start the morning. We'll see how long this performance will go. Is this got wheels, or is this a temporary dead cat bounce? What's going on? The Dow looks to me like a dead cat bounce. It just cannot seem to get going. The Dow Jones market does not seem to have a strong start to the morning at all. NASDAQ 3/4 of a point higher, looking okay, but we'll see if that lasts as well too. Welcome everyone to the party. I noticed this morning that, and noticed yesterday, General Motors announced that they are restructuring their automatic drive taxi thingy. Again, this is another classic example of American businesses that are failing. General Motors and Ford and Stellantis, the big three automakers, are failing miserably in expanding their product line and improving their product line and moving their companies forward. They are experts at 1950s and 60s technology. They are experts at making gasoline-powered vehicles, diesel-powered trucks, and with a massive chicken tax backstop by the American government, the socialistic government of the United States is keeping the three automotive players alive with import duties so difficult for foreign companies to penetrate. The North American car industry is alive only because of the socialistic backing up of the American government. That's the bottom line. Technology going forward is not American. Technology going forward is coming from overseas. And Americans don't want to hear it. They don't want to know about it, and they are going back to this old man from in his 80s, and they're believing that this guy has the answer. The 50s and the 60s are the way to go for America going forward. Pretty big disastrous policy, if you ask me. But hey, I didn't vote for the guy. I'm not American. Americans voted for this guy. We have 2 years of a Trump administration coming up, and then he is a lame duck president for 2 more years. And America is going to get its butt handed to it by overseas entrepreneurs who are just at the cutting edge of technology. And that's what Americans want to buy. They want to buy the highest technology at the cheapest possible price, which means you might engineer the item in America or in Britain or in Germany, but you'll build it in the third world and then export it to the first world countries. Germans are just as guilty as Americans and Canadians. Same with the French and the Italians and the Spanish. All of Europe does what America does. They design and create and figure out new technologies and then have it manufactured overseas where there are lax rules for worker safety, for pensions, healthcare. They take advantage of third world slave labor, and then we import the product to our country where we love to live and pretend we're in the greatest place in the world, and we pay pennies on the dollar to import goods. And then our local home-based businesses, our friends at Apple and our friends at name any corporation you want, from A to Z, our friends here in Canada and the USA and England and Germany, we mark up the third world priced product that we just imported for pennies into mega dollars and screw each other for maximum payoffs. So that those of you out there who are working your butts off to get by have to go to your local Walmart, Target, Costco, or any other store and buy product made in third world countries at top American and Canadian dollar prices. And the winners are the publicly traded monster corporations that are making gazillions of dollars in profits off the back of third world slave labor and selling to us, the gullible, stupid people we are, paying world prices for a spatula that cost 8 cents to make. We can't help ourselves to buy a $6 spatula that cost 8 cents to make. We are that stupid, and that's what we have to understand about each other. We're idiots. Okay, idiots, welcome to the channel. Learn how to write options and get one leg ahead. If you can't beat these guys with respect to the prices you have to pay for the product that they're selling you, join them by writing options on their stock. Cash secured puts, credit spreads, make your money with money and make more money than they can make off of you. In other words, you make more money than you need to live on, and you live a comfortable life. And you'll find when you go traveling, you'll find how ridiculous it is when you end up in countries where you see the same stuff you buy at home in your home market. You'll find a spatula for sale that you could buy at Walmart, at Target, at Costco, maybe part of a set. And you'll look at that spatula and go, I can buy this spatula here for 50 cents. I'm not going to buy it here for 50 cents because I have to carry it around with me wherever I go. But geez, these spatulas are the ones that Costco sells. They're 50 cents here. Why am I paying $6 at home? Because the stock is $900 a share. That's why. Who do you think's making the money at Costco? The top management of Costco. And they're getting paid in stock options. Hello. Yes, welcome everybody. Nice to have you here. Thank you all. Brian, inflation is up to 2.7 in America. Thank you, everyone. What else going on here? I don't know. People are complaining and happy and whatever have you. Welcome to the program. We start trading in 1 minute. Become a cash player in this market and get richer like you cannot ever believe. You have an opportunity here. I don't know how much longer it lasts. I don't know if the markets will continue to slump in December. I don't know if in January we lose 15% value. I don't know if the week after the Trump administration takes over, we go into a full-blown bear market. I don't know. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel optimistic that the first and second quarter of 2025 will be the greatest quarters of American business history. I don't think so. I think we have a whole bunch of geopolitical and other issues that are coming to the surface here. And I kind of would rather be comfortable in the cash environment. I think that's where I'm way more comfortable. Larry Titus is comfortable hitting the bells, and I'm glad you did, my friend. Welcome to the program. Welcome everyone to the show. Glad to have you with us. Let's see if some of you can get a lot richer today than you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Continue to add wealth to your bottom line. Richard, thank you. D. Truda, thank you. Ding, ding, says Brian. We're open, babies. We're here, we're trading, and we're ready to roll. I'm hoping that some of you, and if not all of you who are here, 322 of you, are going to get very wealthy and continue to get wealthy. It's nothing personal. I want you to get rich. Thank you all for joining in to the show today. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. We have 142 thumbs up so far for this show. Only 322 watching, which means we are only about 180 away. We have 180 people who are not giving us thumbs ups that could be giving us thumbs up. So slackers, get your act together, find the thumbs up button, hit it for us, and let's push 200 as quickly as possible and put the word out that this channel is talking about Sofi, talking about Gamestop, talking about Rocket Lab, talking about AI, NVIDIA, Tesla, and giving you ideas on how to get richer. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you all joining me live from wherever you are. It is much appreciated. Beautiful. Apparently, Lisa says that JP Morgan downgraded AI to $28. There you go. They got to deal with Microsoft, and they're sitting on $700 million in cash, and there's $100 million free trading, and there's 28% shorted. Well, let's downgrade the stock. There's intelligence right there, or lack of, I suppose. Charlie, Uncle Bruce, do you favor call spreads or put spreads on GameStop right now? Put spreads. I like being behind the stock. I fear a $20 pop in GameStop at any time. That's what I fear it. I'm not calling it, not guaranteeing it, but I'm more worried about GameStop going higher on any announcement that pertains to their $4.6 billion in cash. I am wondering if this company is a takeover target. I am wondering if this company is a merger candidate with another high cash flowing something else. I don't know. This $4.6 billion in cash is such a draw and an attractive draw for outside parties that I wonder if someone on the outside will try to step in and buy up a bunch of stock. Cohen only owns 8.6% of the company. Roaring Kitty owns, 6%, 5% of the company? He's got a small percentage. There's no dominant person that runs this company that owns it. It's vulnerable to a takeover. It's vulnerable to an outside party coming in and buying up $27 stock, $28, $30, $35 stock and running it to $60. It's vulnerable to a double. Cash-rich company. I wonder. I don't know. Brian, it looks like it's going to 29. Yeah, 28.89 at 196 right now on GameStop at the moment. SoFi's up 4 to 15.33. Rocket Lab 22.08 down 77. AI is down 274 at 38.82 at the moment. I don't know if that'll last very long. Remember yesterday morning we were down to 35? Then it went to 45 during the day. That could happen again on AI. Zed, please suggest a put spread for GameStop. What do you think, Bruce? A put credit spread on GameStop. Well, I've been talking about the fact that if you stay well behind this stock, that's the safety zone. So anywhere from $19 to $23 would be very comfortable for me. If you have a $1 spread, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, you can go 24.19. You can go 23.20. You can go 22.21, 22.20, 22.19. How many dollars do you want to put up? What kind of return can you get for a credit spread? Go shopping on the option chain and find out what can you do. Can you do a 2-week, 3-week, 4-week, 5-week, 6-week, 8-week, 10-week credit spread that brings you a nice percentage return on your money? Well behind the market. I like this game. That's my thinking. 28.77 on GameStop at this moment in time, up 184, 2.4 million traded in 5 minutes on GameStop at the moment. Welcome to the party, pal. Tesla's up $11. Nvidia up $1. AI down 280 at 38.91. Looks like AI opened as low as 38.30. Now it's 38.90. So it's come back a little bit. On 2.1 million at the moment on AI. Rocket Lab down only 43 cents. Sofi is up 8, and the Dow's up 74 points. That's what I'm showing. I got an S&P up 33 points. That's a 0.5%. And I've got NASDAQ up 188, about 0.95%, just under 1% higher for the NASDAQ. The Dow's only up 1/5 of a point, not getting the thingy. Treasury yields are dropping in anticipation of a lower interest rate announcement from the Fed, but that's still another week and a bit away from now. We have a long time to wait for that. I'm waiting for Bank of Canada to announce their interest rate decision. I'm not sure if it's out or about to come out. The rumor is 0.5 point will be the drop in Canada today, which will mean the Canadian dollar will lose ground against the American dollar because you can get higher interest rates on your money in America versus Canada. Jeff, seems Rocket Lab has been getting hammered at market open every day lately. That could be shorters trying to hammer back the stock. I don't think this is going to last very long. I think we're going to see a sudden turnaround on Rocket Lab at any time. I wouldn't be surprised in the middle of a day, within 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, stock goes up $4. And a week later, it's another 4 higher, and we're now into the mid-30s. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Not at all. But it is what it is. You can write Rocket Lab cash secured puts all you want, 25s, 30s, 20s, 21s, whatever you like. I would look at writing cash secured puts on Rocket Lab. Absolutely. And take gobs of cash. Gobs of cash. I'd do it. Sofi, 15.35 now, up 8 cents. Gamestop is now up 159, now up 176, 28.70 on GameStop. AI 38.02, Nvidia up 64, Tesla up 769. Welcome to the party, everyone. Nice to have you here with us this morning. Welcome to the show. We're open for trading, and we're beginning another day of fun. What is going to happen here? We got Rocket Lab down 26 cents, Sofi up now 3, GameStop up 176, Matterport unchanged, 23andMe about 7 cents lower, Spire up 11. I got Smart Rent down almost nothing. It's unchanged. Apple's up 95 cents. Tesla's up 4.92. Microsoft up $1.05. Google up 4.33. Amazon up 3.91. Nvidia up 73 cents. Meta up 10.82. Goldman up 4.97. Cisco down 33 cents. Arc Innovations at 61.30, up 71, a couple of bucks away from its all-time high. Pfizer down 11. HBQ down 24. Unity up 5. AI down 360 at 38.11. 45.08 was the high yesterday. Multi-year high yesterday. 45.08. We're at 38.12. I think we're going to go higher. Adobe up 94 cents. We've got and Netflix up $19 at 9.33. The high of the year for Netflix, 9.35. Can it break it? Will it falter? I kind of wonder if we're topping out on this, but it's a slow motion ride, I'll tell you that. IBM down 60 cents at 230.85. The high for the stock, 239. So we're $9 away from its high at 230.85. Vanix Semiconductors, 241 up 206. Home Depot up 338, but that's only $3 of a $6 loss from yesterday. The high of the year for Home Depot, 439. We're at 425. Enphase, 74.14, down 32 cents. 52-week high, 141. This is really backed off. At Palantir, down $1.80, $1.86 at 16.879 now, down $2. The high of the year, 80.91. Unbelievable high that was hit here just a day or two ago. We are seeing some pullback on some of these stocks. Uber down 225 right now, 62.71. The high of the year, $87. I keep telling you, kids, and I'm warning you, and I am cautioning you, and I'm begging with you, do not ignore the fact that there are stocks out there backing off from their highs, substantially backing off in a hurry. Cash is king. You got to write cash secured puts. If you believe in Uber, sell the stock and write cash secured puts. You believe in Palantir, sell the stock and write cash secured puts. Get the dollars at these highs, really close to these highs. I don't know if this market can hold much longer before it falters. The Dow is showing a gain, S&P is showing a gain, Nasdaq showing a gain. I am telling you, stocks are down today on some of these big names. The Magnificent Seven, they have no guarantee of continued success. They are debt low, cash rich, doing buybacks, all the right things. But at the end of the day, they have to keep selling merchandise. They have to be able to sell merchandise to you at world high prices and having product made in third world countries for pennies on the dollar. That is the method of success for a lot of U.S. businesses right now. Biggest businesses in the world are benefiting from slave labor wages and getting Western dollars. But the Western countries are in a slump right now. European economy in trouble. Germany in big trouble. France, collapse of a government. Britain just had a new election. They kicked out the prime minister. They're in an absolute disaster zone over there. Netherlands, Belgium, Norway, Sweden, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal. They're not going to have a great year this year. There's no way they're going to have a great year this year. So there's no help coming for the American economy from those guys. We got problems. This is only the surface. This is only the start. The Dow right now is at 43 points. 1/10 of a point is slipping as I speak. This dead cat bounce on the Dow, I might be right on that. Sofi down 8, Rocket Lab down 55, GameStop holding 28.54 up 160, 28.60 roughly. AI down 385, Nvidia up only 92 cents, Tesla's up 680, Costco $1,003 a share, up $10 a share. Costco Masters, along with Target and other importers like Walmart, masters at using third world countries to bring goods in. If it's bad news having made in China, then they have it made in Mexico under license. So have a Chinese factory, open a factory in Mexico, make it there, import it into the U.S. Make it in Costa Rica. Make it in somewhere much less offensive to American consumers. These monsters, the Costcos, the Walmarts, the Targets, are geniuses at staying one step ahead of the American psyche. We don't want to buy made in China? No problem. We'll buy made in Taiwan. We'll buy made in South Korea. We'll buy made in Vietnam. We'll buy made in Indonesia, made in Malaysia. We'll find workers in Myanmar. We'll find workers in Bangladesh. We'll find workers in Pakistan. Small villages in India. Don't worry. There are laborers available by the ton in third world, second world countries where we can maintain our massive profit margins, and we'll keep our pension funds happy. We'll keep our institutional investors happy, all our bankers happy, because we are making gazillions of dollars off the backs of hard-working North American and European workers who are living paycheck to paycheck. We've got them right here, and we're not going to let them go. It's beautiful. It is great. And now we have a friend in the White House that is going to ensure our profitability by putting tariffs against our so-called economic enemies and putting low taxes onto corporations and the very wealthy. And these backers of the parties, these political parties that are now taking over, are backed by the very people who are benefiting the most from this arrangement. There you go. It is what it is. I'm just saying, I'm just a guy in front of a computer going, move into cash and write cash secured puts. This is the way to go. What else is going on here? Thank you for being here. Lisa, Google's still going strong and it's broke above 190 a share. There you go. Like I said, the Magnificent Seven are fine, but they're perfect to be used for cash secured puts, credit spread writing. Oh my God, call and put credit spreads. You want to go call credit spreads on most of the Magnificent Sevens. You want to go way ahead of their stocks, 10, 15% ahead of their stocks with less than a month in time, and write credit spreads, call credit spreads there. That's where you want to hang out. You can bring in some serious money and a nice return on your investment again and again and again and again. Brian, Uncle Bruce, thank you for teaching us and me how to think differently about being an investor and an options writer. I find myself cheering for stocks to be red and green at the same time. This is fun. There you go. I challenge you guys to walk into your local grocery store, your local whatever retail environment you walk into, because I know more and more you just order on Amazon, you don't give a crap. But if you're walking into a Costco or you're walking into a Target or a Walmart or whatever, take a look at where stuff is made, and not just clothing or pens or stuff. Why don't you take a look at where your food comes from? Have you noticed lately canned food that you can buy in your grocery store, where it's from? I bet you'll be shocked at how much is coming from China. You'll be shocked at how much food comes to America from China. Peaches, canned other goods. It's shocking. It's just shocking. The thing that's also shocking is that a lot of the food made in America for American consumers is ineligible to be exported to other countries. More and more are denying American goods because of the chemicals in the food that this product is made with. Stuff like I read the other day, something like Fruit Loops from Kellogg's. Fruit Loops in Germany and Fruit Loops in England and Fruit Loops in France. You look at the ingredients there, all natural ingredients. Fruit Loops, remember, are colored Cheerios. They have a pink and grape colored, purple and red and green colored Fruit Loops, right? Cheerios. In Europe, the product is made with natural ingredients. If you read the ingredients of Fruit Loops in your local grocery store in Canada, the US, especially in America, it's all artificial chemicals. And the Europeans have labeled most of these chemicals cancerous. They say this is illegal to use in anything in Europe. It causes cancer. We won't allow it on our food. This is the garbage more and more Americans are caught eating. Is it any wonder why you go into a grocery store in America, you go to a shopping mall, you go to restaurants, how heavy are American people? And am I a classic example of a skinny guy? No. I'm just as guilty as anyone else. Way overweight for my age. And a lot of my friends have this issue, and a lot of Americans and Canadians are obese, way too heavy for our age. And you take a look at people who are coming to our country from overseas. And I'm talking about legal immigrants. I'm not talking illegal. I'm talking legal immigrants into Canada and America. They're skinny and they're in shape. And we at home are fat and overweight, and we are diseased up to here. We are floating in chemicals in our bodies that shouldn't be there. We're just ingesting it. We're just putting it in there. It's scary. When you go overseas on a trip, you are shocked at how few American goods you can find on the food shelves. You can't find it. It's illegal to import. It is considered poison in other countries around the world. It's just absolutely amazing. And yet, domestically, they won't change. The Kellogg's people and the General Mills people and the Aylmers and all these brands of Green Giants and all these guys. I'm not specifically saying every single one, but massive numbers of American food producers are producing food for us that is unhealthy, filled with all kinds of nitrates and chemicals and salts and sugars and corn syrup and killing us one day at a time. They're just killing us, and we are not reacting to it very well. Anyway, there you go. Bank of Canada drops interest rates by 50 basis points. The Bank of Canada just dropped interest rates in Canada by half a point. Lisa, food designed to slowly poison you, then the health insurance denial. Exactly. We got your insurance money all those years from your employer, and you paid into the insurance plan. Now you're sick, you're denied coverage because we don't cover that. We don't cover that. We don't cover that. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing how many Americans out there are taking care of parents and grandparents themselves because they can't afford to give them long-term care. They can't afford it, and they have to look after it. So it's the grandchildren and the children of parents and grandparents who are looking after the elders with chronic, god-awful health conditions, chronic diabetes, terrible cancers, lesions, you name it. It is scary. It is absolutely scary. You don't hear from those people. A lot of those people aren't here. They don't watch me. They're too busy trying to stay alive. But there are people who do watch me and who do have cancer and who do have diseases and are desperately trying to find a way to make an extra $2,000, $5,000, $6,000 every month to pay the medical bills to keep someone alive in their family, whether it's themselves, their spouses, their kids, their uncles, aunts, grandparents. It is absolutely deadly out there. And if this channel in any way is helping people make extra income to stay alive because of the medical crisis out there, I couldn't be more proud of you and grateful that it's happening here. I'm just thrilled, beyond thrilled. It's life and death for some of you. Look, some of you out there are healthy right now, very healthy. You're in your 40s and 50s, all is well, and you're working away, and you've followed me for a while, and you started making money from the option premiums. You're making dough. You're building your retirement accounts. And you're beginning to look at the possibility that your retirement won't be as bleak as it used to look like 2 years ago. You're noticing that your 401ks, your IRAs, your RRSPs, your TFSAs in Canada, wherever you are around the world, you're growing your investments in all these different accounts. And then you find out the shocker, and it might come from an indirect source. It might be a brother-in-law, a sister-in-law, maybe it's a distant relative, a cousin. You find out that a certain member of an extended family just found out that they have cancer. And they're being told by their doctors that they need certain treatments and certain drugs and whatever to deal with it. And it's a lifelong affliction. It's not going away. You're just going to try to stave off elimination for the next 15, 20 years of your life. And all of a sudden, you find out from the left field here that someone you indirectly know or kind of know of has to come up with $20,000 a year in drug costs because the insurance company they have won't cover it. They're too young for Medicare, Medicaid, or Medicare doesn't cover it. You're finding out the shocking reality that after 30 years of work to build a retirement and get to the 50, 55 year range, that people in that 55 year, 5 or plus minus 5 years are finding out that they are now having to come up with $5,000 to $10,000 a month in dollars to care for a family member themselves out of nowhere, just like now. And they're looking at their retirement going, my God, I've only got $250,000 in my retirement account. I'm supposed to work 15 more years. In 15 years, this $250,000 is supposed to become $1 million of retirement benefits. I'm supposed to get $2,000 a month out of there, plus my Social Security, $2,000, $3,000 a month. I'm supposed to get $5,000 a month in 15 years, and I need $10,000 a month now to live on. This is happening every day all over the place. It's happening in Canada because not every Canadian is covered for every single thing. It's happening all over the United States. Horror stories keep coming up again and again and again and again. Horror stories of medical problems. And there are people who are here going, you know, Bruce, I figured out 2 years ago how to write options. And I started writing options. I took your classes, and I'm always here. I'm a Gold Bagel member. And your instruction and teachings have allowed me to generate real returns. And it couldn't come at a better time because my retirement account has doubled in the last 2 years, and it's going to double again. And the cash flow that we're bringing in has really made a difference. And all of a sudden, we have found out that we need $2,000 a month more right now for certain medical needs. And we figured out that in a few years, we're going to need $5,000 a month to keep things going. We've also figured out that if we want to become part of a senior community and sell our house and move into a full service retirement care facility, we're going to need $15,000 a month, because by the time we get there, it's going to be $15,000 a month. We have to generate $15,000, $20,000 a month now in capital to compound it to get ready for that. Everyone I know is ignoring this. I know it's happening. You're telling me it's happening. And you know that all your friends and all your relatives and all your coworkers, none of them are talking about this. They don't want to know because they feel that that is a limit that they'll never get to, and they'll figure out how to get by when they get there. And how many times do we hear and see stories where people are living under a bridge, they're homeless because they lost it all, they sold it all, it was all repossessed on them when they went broke, and they have these massive monthly bills they can't pay for healthcare, and they die in the street. The horror stories. I'm talking about the horror story. I don't want any of you to be caught in that. I'm just hoping that won't happen. Thank you, everybody. Anyway, you know what? Canned peaches travel more in a year than I do. Brian, a riot up 8%. Giddy up. Hector, Bobby Atkinson laughing out loud. Food travels more than you'll travel, and you're buying food in certain establishments. You have no idea what's in it, and you have no idea the chemicals that they put into the food in their country, and it's coming into this country. They're not checking it. They're not checking for certain additives, insecticides, who knows what. You have no idea what you're doing. It's crazy. And then Auntie Jen walks in the room, and here she is. How are you today?
I waited till I heard you say, and it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's just crazy out there. Welcome to the program.
How is everyone this morning?
How's it? I think we're doing okay here.
What is this? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We have Primetime Live tonight for Gold Bagel members.
Right.
If you just joined my channel in the last few weeks and you're just a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, that doesn't give you access to tonight's show. It's 7 o'clock tonight, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. Gold Bagel members only.
Come and ask a question.
Upgrade your membership to Gold Bagel status right away. YouTube will only charge you a prorated amount for the rest of the month, and then the next month it'll kick in. Join us tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, for Primetime Live. Ask Uncle Bruce anything you want to know about the markets.
It's like Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. It's like Ask Jeeves. Or ask, what is that Ann Landers? Ask Ann Landers.
Ask Ann, yes.
What's the other one that was Ann Landers? And
Emily Post.
Emily Post. There's a few of those kind of places you can go to.
Once you put it in your mouth, the only thing that comes out is a chicken bone.
What the hell is that all about?
Well, she was your etiquette.
Etiquette.
When you're eating, you don't, reach in there and pull stuff out of your mouth.
Oh.
Only thing that comes out is a bone, like
The
a
only
fish
thing
bone.
acceptable is a
Yes.
bone.
Yes.
The rest you swallow.
We're just going to let that sit.
Creepy.
We're not going to take it in any other angle.
Okay.
Or discuss anything else like that.
PG rated show. Armando is here, and Richard's here saying hi to Auntie Jen.
Hey, Richie.
Richard, Uncle Bruce, will we be offering the audio for free tonight?
The audio. Is that because, did you have troubles again?
Not this morning, thank God. Uncle Bruce, I implore you to stay on while eating your bagel. We are the bagel gang. We should all be eating bagels together. Also, we all know when eat a bagel, the market goes up. Ignore the haters. Don't shut the show off just before you start chomping your bagel. Please eat the bagel on the show. I don't know. Brian is saying good morning, Auntie Jen.
Good morning,
Larry
Brian.
Titus, hey, good morning, Jennifer. There he is. Larry's here. They're all here saying hi. Welcome all. We're down 31 on the Dow. We were up to start the morning. The inflation numbers came out from the America as expected, 2.7%. Then in the last 10 minutes, Bank of Canada released half a point drop in the Bank of Canada rate.
Half a point.
Because Canada's economy is slowing
I thought it
down
was going to be a
big
quarter.
time. America, you're next. You're next. It's coming, and that means your markets are going to back off a lot. I keep trying to beg my viewers, go cash, go cash, go cash, go cash, go cash. Don't be the last one off the Titanic. It's going to break apart on you.
Don't be changing shares.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can here. Thank you all. Stocks, we're watching. Sofi's up 6 cents. Rocket Lab down 50.
GameStop, what's it doing?
Up $1.50, 28.54.
Okay, so they liked what they said last night?
They didn't say
Not
anything.
everybody.
They didn't say a word.
They never do.
They released their financials
That's
through
what they
a
say.
press release, and they didn't do a conference call.
Right.
No conference call.
But they do give you numbers, but
Oh, yeah.
that's it.
Well, I had to go on to
You have to search.
SEC website this
Yeah.
morning. I found the GameStop filing.
Right.
And then on page 16 of the financials, page 16, I found out that they closed Ireland stores. They closed They closed Austria. They closed Switzerland. So that GameStop in Zurich that I saw
Yeah.
2 years ago isn't there
It's a
anymore.
goner.
They are now shutting down Italy. They've sold the Italian stores off to an Italian retailer, and they're going to convert those out of GameStop name into something else. And now they've announced they're closing Germany. They're shutting all the GameStops in Germany too.
So no brick and mortars.
They're walking away from Britain, from Europe. They're walking out of Europe. I think UK is next, and they're reducing their store count and head count and overhead count. But the interest that they're earning on the $4.6 billion in cash, $216 million a year now is the rate of interest coming in.
Right?
Yeah. So they made a profit of $17 million in the current quarter, but that does not include the fact they wrote off $8 million in closing costs. That's a one-time charge. They actually made $25 million in profit this quarter, which was the fall quarter, not the Christmas quarter. The fall quarter, they're making $25 million. This Christmas quarter we're in right now, this one, they're going to make a ton of money this quarter.
What are the new games that come out for Christmas
I have
this
no
year?
idea.
I don't know.
I couldn't care less.
I haven't heard anything.
Not a gamer. Don't know.
Well, no, but it's important if you've got like the, bigger, better, faster stores.
Fair enough. If the company can make $100 million a year from their stores once they clean them all up, and they can make $200+ million a year on interest, then it's a $300 million a year company, $300 million a year in profit company, and there are 300 something million shares out. So it'll be $1 a share profits. Now the question is, well, what should the stock trading at? If it's making $1 a share profit, what should they trade at? 10 times earnings, 20 times, 30, 40, 50. What are they going to do with the $4.6 billion? What if they add $200 million a year from operations, and next year they have $4.8 billion in cash,
Right.
and next year they have $5 billion in cash? The interest level is going to keep coming up. What is going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. We're $29 a share right now. I know that.
Things change, man.
Things are changing, man.
You know how we know things are changing?
How do we know?
Now here's a question for America.
America, are you listening? Auntie
Here's-
Jen is asking
Here's a
you.
question for Europe. It was almost impossible, and they have told us that we have the last bottle in Calgary,
The last what?
bottle of the Chianti wine in the basket.
Ah,
Now, back in the 70s, everybody had one of these. You put your candles in it, you let it drip down the side. It was art,
the
man.
70s, man. It was the 70s.
It was art, man.
It was the 60s and 70s, man.
And how hard I had to look for one of these suckers.
No, not how hard you had to look. How hard
Oh, no.
I had to look.
I had to find it. You just had to go get it.
I had to go drive all over the city the last 2 weeks to find a bottle of freaking Italian wine in a basket. Dollars of gasoline burned into the environment to find this freaking basket.
But my
bottle.
question is, America, Europe, can you still, are they on every shelf?
If you go to
Because I tell you, it
those of
was
you-
hard.
those of you in Europe, can you still buy Chianti wine, Italian Chianti in a basket,
In a basket.
bottle in a basket? You remember those? America?
Yeah, and then it's got the fat bottom.
It's got
in
the
the
fat
basket.
woven bottom.
Mhm.
You know, basket weaving
And I
101.
actually-
You remember those university courses, basket weaving 101? It's for Chianti wine.
I actually
To
had
put
to
it in
go
the-
outside of the city to find it, but they brought it into the city for us to pick up. Yes.
I had to drive way out to the western part of town here to get to this little tiny liquor store in a strip mall somewhere. Nice neighborhood, by the way. I was in a very high demographic neighborhood because when I left the store and make the turn to come back towards
How many
here,
Teslas?
I was up on the
Oh.
hill and I could see a beautiful
Oh, yes,
view
a
of
beautiful
Calgary,
view.
a gorgeous view. I mean, Calgary, you know, there's some pretty views of
We have
Calgary.
the river that cuts through, so we have the,
Yeah,
the
well,
river valley.
here's a
and
shot
then
right
up
here.
on the-
Here's a shot of Calgary right here on a beautiful summer day with the mountains still covered in white. This is probably springtime Calgary.
On the radio this morning, they
Very
said
nice.
the Chamber of Commerce isn't going to be using this as the slogan, but in winter, we are cold and dark.
Yes, we are. These are summertime photos where the sun is at a very high angle and you can see how pretty it all is.
We get a
And
ton of
how-
sunshine.
How great the
Just
clouds
really
the clouds look and the mountains and oh, it's just gorgeous. You want to look at this picture right now? You don't want to look at this picture right now. I would imagine that the photographer who took this photo And I'm assuming it's from a physical location. This could be a drone shot for all I know, and that wouldn't surprise me. But if there was a photographer out there taking pictures of Calgary from various vistas, they're wearing a parka with a toque and scarf and covering their face and got big, heavy gloves. I don't know how they're operating their camera.
Go look at your comments, see if anybody can find this stuff, if they remember seeing it.
Well, I don't know if anyone's responding
Did
to
I
you on
take
this.
people back to their hippy dippy 70s?
Yeah, man. Back to your 80s, man. What else? Hector, Uncle Bruce, eat your bagel during the show. It's why I'm a Gold Bagel member. Brian, Hector speaks truth. Brian, oh, wow. I didn't know they had an $8 million write down. I love GameStop. So much fun. Yeah, the one-time write down, they actually made $25 million this quarter. No one in Wall Street's going to tell you this.
That's why you read the notes.
Brian, $28.99 on GameStop right now. Splair, good morning, y'all. No one's answering your question. No one is answering Auntie Jen's plea. Can you find Chianti in a basket? Chianti, a bottle in a basket. Can you find that anymore? Because in the 60s and 70s, that was the norm.
And it's not the best quality.
Okay, it's not the best. I was told to drive all over town for crap wine in a crap basket. Okay, is it any wonder you can't find it? I can't find it. Is there a reason? Hey man, it's the 70s, man.
70s, man.
Gosh.
Okay, Wednesday Bagel Boy. What's it going to be?
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Does it need to come in a basket?
Oh, geez. I want the full meal deal.
Full meal deal.
Ham, cheese, egg, dip in ketchup.
Okay.
Toasted bagel. Let's go, baby, all the way.
Okay.
Boy, let's blow this market out of the water. Let's go. Let's get this market surging much higher than it is now. Unbelievable. Thank you all so much for being here. Louis saying, I know you're telling us to move into cash and sell cash secured puts. Okay, but what? What? Now I have GameStop calls. I can roll Jan 25 GameStop 30s. I can roll those. So you've written Jan 30 calls, and you can roll them. You certainly can roll them to a higher level. Further out and bring in more money. You could certainly do that. I'm not saying not to do it, but you could also decide I could buy these back and I can then sell my stock and then write cash secured puts. I could write $30 cash secured puts for Jan 26 and take all that money. Or I could write Jan 25s, 26s, 27s, 28s and take in that money. You have to check your option chain. What's available out there? Brian, shout, I'm out of bagels. Oh, shoot. Everything bagels are the best, though. I also have you ever had cheddar and herb bagels? So delicious. I'm a sesame seed bagel guy, man. I mean, get with the program. Uber, would it be a nice buy at this time? Uber. I wouldn't buy Uber stock. I would just write cash secured puts on it. If it goes up, you're laughing. You're making money if it goes up. It doesn't matter. Tom, Leonardo Chianti in a basket in LCBO, Ontario, $18 a bottle. This is cheap crap wine for $18. Ridiculous. Maybe that's why the baskets don't exist anymore, because they cost $4 each or something. I don't know. Splair, is the action at Rocket Lab gone? $22 range is almost lost. I don't know. Thank you all for being here. Nice to have you here. Giddy up, you guys. Sofi up 6, the Dow off 65, S&P up 40, NASDAQ holding a big gain, 274, 1.4%. This is a split market. The Dow 30s are down, the NASDAQs are up. This cannot last. Cannot continue. Oil up 87 cents at the moment. There you have it. I am more worried about a down dip than an up move in the markets overall, generally speaking. Okay, 1534 SoFi up 5. Rocket Lab down 59 to 22.26. GameStop up $1.80 to 28.73. We touched 29 so far this morning. AI is down 329 at 38.44. The low on AI was 36.71. 36.71. We're now 38.44. We've had a $1.70 comeback already on AI. We're doing exactly what happened yesterday. They're doing the same thing. Drop it, and now it's coming on. 7 million traded on AI. What a perfect time to write cash secured puts on AI. Right now. Nvidia up 190, Tesla up $7, Costco up $11, Coinbase up 14.70. What a run. Google up 8.39, Apple up $2, Microsoft up 3.98. We've got Netflix up $22 to $9.35, Meta up 18.50, Amazon up 5.80. Those magnificent seven stocks are having a wonderful, wonderful time. Uber down 2.45. The perfect time now to write $60 cash secured puts on Uber. What a perfect time to go out to Jan 26. Check the market. I don't know what they're going for, but it's got to be good. It's just got to be good. What a great time. Adobe 545 down 177. Cisco down 21 cents. AMD up 12, Unity up 35, Enphase down 21, Moderna up 44 cents to 41.95. Is this a good time to write cash secured puts on Moderna down the road? I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard one to tell. Moderna, hard stock to pick. Do you want to really play with Moderna? Pfizer 25.43, IBM down $2 at 229.72, HBQ down 25 cents. Home Depot up $4.49, Vanek up $4, Goldman up $3, Boeing up $3.90, Target up $2.10, JP Morgan up 56, Walmart up 75, $95 a share on Walmart. Just keeps going higher. Disney down 28 cents, American Airlines up 2 cents, DraftKings up 29, AMC down 8.5 to 4.36, Royal Caribbean up 3.93 at $249 a share. Unbelievable on Royal Caribbean, but hey, I don't know. I just whoa, it's wild. That's a wild price. Anyway, there you go. Thank you all. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Brian, it comes in a basket, Brian. Maybe Flint Creek can add some soap to the basket. Jeff Glass, they have Bellagio Chianti in the basket at my local grocery store in St. Louis, Missouri for $13.99. Can't find it here. Jay Boy, why not do a poll? Ask if you should eat the bagel on air or not. Jay Boy, my money is on yes. Louis, I have 39 calls. If I roll them to Jan 2630, I can get $29,000. I would grab that money. I would consider taking that kind of cash off the table. You can then write cash secured puts on GameStop, write cash secured puts on Sofi, AI. Nice going, Larry. In DC, it looks like Target and Walmart have Chianti without a basket. If you have to go outside city proper to Total Wine and More in Maryland or Virginia to get a bottle in a basket. They don't sell it anymore like that. Brian, I need a poll question about should Bruce eat a bagel on the air or not. We need a poll question. That's the question. Well, hang on a second. Let's see if I can do this. Should say SOULD, should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air today? Question mark. Should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air today? Yes or no? Start the poll question. There it goes. I've launched the poll question, and now you guys can answer the poll question and let me know. So far, 5 votes have come in, and 93% say yes. Now, and I got 18 votes, 89% yes. 23 votes are now in. 91% say yes. 28 votes. Here come the. While you're answering the poll question, hit the thumbs up button while you're at it. Is it that hard of a thing to do? Thank you, everybody. 187 thumbs ups. If I get 200 thumbs ups, I might eat the bagel on the air. But if I don't get 200 thumbs ups, what's the point? There's no one giving a crap. 43 votes now. 87% yes. 13% say no. There you go. There's the differential between should Bruce eat a bagel on the air today in today's poll question. Boy, is this exciting here. 45 votes are now in here. Look at them coming in. That's awesome, guys. Thank you for joining and thank you for being part of it. We're trying to get thumbs up here to 200, 187 last report. Let's see if I can get an update on the thumbs up meter. It now says 197, 3 more, and we got 200 votes, 200 thumbs ups. Thank you. 54 votes on the poll question. Should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air today? 85% say yes. 15% say no. 54 votes, 55 votes are in the house. on the poll question. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Appreciate it. Brian Louie, well done. You are a whale. Mandu number 5. Bagel, bagel, bagel. Splair. Was the someone really unhappy about Uncle Bruce eating a bagel? This is the bagel familia here. Alberto's here. I'm here. This is a legal question. Brian, don't let the minority ruin it for the majority. Larry Titus, thumbs ups for Uncle Bruce Splair. Or let me correct, a bagel survey. Brian, give the bald Canadian his thumbs ups, you guys. Aaron, it's bagel time. Hector, Uncle Bruce is using his bagel as a hostage. We're being denied coverage. That's what's going on. He's denying us bagel coverage. That's what's going on here. Oh my goodness. 62 votes, 63 votes are in on the poll question. I only put it up 4 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago, 86% of the folks who are responding to the poll question that we just popped up, should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air? Yes. 85% say yes, eat the bagel on the air. Thumbs up meter now. Let's see if we've broken 200 thumbs ups. 201. It's official. We've hit 201 thumbs ups so far on the show. Thank you, everybody. 84% say he should eat the bagel on the air. 68 votes. 82% say yes. 68 votes in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Thank you, everybody. 70 votes. They're coming in. They're making their opinion known. How about that? AI 3850 coming up from 3671. We're coming back on AI. We're still down 320 on the session, but the stock is definitely in a recovery mode. The Dow down 25, S&P up 43, NASDAQ up 271, oil up 92 cents a share. Thank you, everyone, for joining me and popping in and hanging around. Giddy up, kids, giddy up. Brian, I have December 20 GameStop $30 covered calls. I sold those for $345. They are going for $117 right now. I love this game. The stock is up, and my calls are way down here. I like this game. One, thumbs ups. Tom, Cash Secured puts on GameStop $24 to $19 for Jan 17 are paying 89 cents. You're talking about a credit spread. Sorry, is this a put credit spread? A put credit spread on GameStop, which is a $5 spread paying 89 cents, which is about $1. What was that? $90.80 on 10, 1.8%. Not the greatest return. Interesting, Tom. J Boy, right again. Brian, Sofi is going to be delisted. Such a sad day. I guess we should eat a bagel. J Boy. About the vote. Tom, yes, there it is. Interesting stuff on these spreads. Okay. Thank you for letting us in on it. We now have votes coming through here. 79 now? Is that right? 79 votes. 82% say eat the bagel, Bruce. Eat the bagel on the air. 201 thumbs ups. And we'll see what the thumbs up meter is now. 206 thumbs up meter.
Eat the bagel on the air.
Eat the bagel on the air. Here it is.
That's funny.
80 votes in the poll question from 5 minutes ago. When Jen left the room, I asked the poll question, should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air today? 82% yes. 17% no. You got to eat the bagel on the air, man. You got to eat the bagel.
You gotta eat the bagel.
Now, people are telling us that they're finding Chianti in baskets in St. Louis.
Really?
Some are saying that we're finding that in the city where we live, we can't find Chianti in baskets, but out of town in the smaller boutique store, we're finding Chianti still
and that's it.
in
I
baskets.
had to go to a small town outside of Calgary.
So the big box,
but they only had one. They told me they had two.
They lied. See, the big box retailers are looking for margins, massive margins. So they're going to bring in the bottles without the baskets.
This is a wide bottle instead of a normal sized Chianti bottle.
Remember those Chianti bottles that were fat? Like they had the big pear. They look like a pear. Yeah.
So they take up more room.
They take up more room on the shelf, you see, and they take up more room in the truck.
Bottle.
They're more expensive to ship because of the space they take up per ounce of booze.
But you get those colored drippy candles, and you need the basket.
We're just saying. Okay, so here it is.
Okay, good.
Cheddar cheese.
Both sides.
Ham, egg, cheddar cheese, Look at the toasted sesame seed bagel
or
here.
burned. It depends
I
on
love it.
your
I love it.
classification. And then ketchup.
Heinz. I know that it's not Heinz. It's a brand name. It's a no
Oh,
brand
is it?
ketchup.
Okay, well, it looks like ketchup.
We're not paying $8 a bottle for Heinz ketchup. We're not stupid, you know.
Oh, and we had a big push. This was years ago. To buy. Is it called Fries? It might be Fries out of Quebec. Buy the Canadian ketchup, not the Kraft ketchup. Yeah. There's an underground movement to do that because Kraft is a huge business and it's not going to give any money back to the producers.
You know who owns Kraft?
I don't know.
Warren Buffett.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. I just know that the
They used
ketchup
to.
bottles and the red zone is not the same since it's now Acrisure.
Heinz Field
Instead of Heinz.
lost a lot of personality, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
But they didn't lose a winning team.
What are you guys now? 11-3?
10-3.
10-3.
Yes. And last week, those Ravens had their bye week. Week 14, they had their bye. It's okay. Somebody gets to have it.
So what? They still
So
have to
you
win.
get a week off coming into December in the playoffs.
They have to win their games. Wow, look at that bagel sandwich. It's looking so good.
See?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we should have checked the market.
Ketchup, ketchup, ketchup. Mandu saying ketchup, ketchup, ketchup.
No ketchup, no ketchup, no ketchup.
Christina, ketchup.
Sometimes I will have ketchup with the odd scrambled egg, but no.
No, you don't. You use ketchup on French fries.
Yes.
And on shepherd's pie.
Yeah. Meatloaf.
And on mac and cheese.
Meatloaf, mac and cheese.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I have a brother who eats ketchup with ketchup. Like, he just loves his stuff. Yeah.
How's his health?
Well, okay, he's old. But he's still here. I don't think it's because of the ketchup.
Uncle Bruce, just days ago, I was pitching about 0 options being offered on AI for a month of February and March. Now we have them. There you go.
0 options?
That
they weren't offering any.
The option chains come through.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They come in. They come in.
Yeah.
But
Time.
It is what it is. We're only down 25 on the Dow. We seem to be improving on the Dow. Sofi's up a dime. Rocket Lab is down 56 cents. GameStop at 28.55, up 162. AI now down 403, and Nvidia up 176. So cheers. It's bagel time. The poll results are here now. 92 votes. Should Uncle Bruce eat his bagel on the air? 82% say yes. No, 18%. So there you go. And we were at about 180 thumbs ups when I asked this question, and we now have thumbs ups of 211. So that is wonderful. Thank you all for helping out with the thumbs ups.
So for you, those of you keeping track, tomorrow is the 12th, which means you're halfway done on your Advent calendars, which means Hans Gruber is halfway down. Oh, he slipped a bit. Stop it. Halfway down his Advent calendar. He keeps slipping. Get back up there, Hans. Get up to 12, 11. There you go.
There's Hans Gruber falling.
Halfway down.
The Nakatomi Tower.
The Advent calendar of Nakatomi.
Special thanks to Flint Creek for that. She gave us that little toy.
I know. Okay, he's just all.
Fabulous. This is so good. Oh man, this is so good. James of the Misty Tree, my 4-year-old will put ketchup on absolutely everything she eats.
Yes.
Brian James, my wife will put ketchup on everything she eats too.
Yeah. Christina
just watched that movie last week with one of my kids, Die Hard. Splair, he wants to make a prediction for the market next week. Says whoever. Splair. Brian, democracy wins. Bagels will be eaten on the air.
Democracy rules. One man, one vote. And I say that in a sense of all humanity
Oh, if you
not
want.
necessarily a person that has a dingleberry.
A dingleberry?
Mm-hmm.
It's a dingleberry.
It's something women don't have. Do you know what they're all doing out there? They're all playing the bagel bingo. Where will the sesame seed land on your lips? It's the early morning drinking game. Where does the seed end up from the bagel?
Splair. First he says he wants to make a prediction for the market next week. And then he says, I mean Hans Gruber. He was falling from the... Christina, my wife, will put ketchup on the steak I cook.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
No, my brother too.
It makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. She says, can you let me eat it the way I want? Just let me eat it the way I want.
Yeah.
Richard Carlin, I'm a dingleberry. Actor. In the ways of bagels, Uncle Bruce is a populist. James of the Misty Tree, I need that advent calendar. I got stuck in an elevator between floors 19 and 20 just after the film. It was still under construction on the interior, 3 hours of boredom. But I got a good story. I got a real good story.
You can drink out on that for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
And in that, 2 truths, 1 lie, you'll get people because people just won't believe that you were stuck in an elevator.
There you go. Oh, these are so good. This is so good.
Yes, I sympathize with the steak and ketchup one. And because he puts ketchup on everything before he's tasted it. Like, at least taste it, or the same thing, taste it before you decide to salt and pepper something, or yeah.
This is your brother.
Yeah, oh yeah, he just pours it on.
I'm guilty.
It's always on the table.
I'm guilty of one thing. When it comes to ketchup, we'll buy steak at Costco. And
you don't put ketchup on.
The Costco tenderloin, if you're familiar, you'll get 3 or 4 pretty large pieces. Well, for the 2 of us, Jen will crank out. She'll fry up the steak with butter, deep fried in butter and garlic, and it's so good. But if she makes all 4 of them, she does all 4 of them, we're only going to eat 2 of them for dinner, which means we have 2 tenderloins for leftovers. Well, to me, those are for steak and egg breakfasts a day or 2 later. And what do I do with my steak and eggs?
On the table.
I have ketchup on my plate, and I love eggs with ketchup.
Think of it, the ketchup is for your egg.
So I do dip the steak. I do dip a tenderloin steak that she's reheating with my eggs in ketchup. Yeah, I do that. It's true, but it is delicious. I have to say.
And I don't even really think about that. I couldn't figure out what your confession would be, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's steak there, not just egg.
Bacon and eggs, no problem. Sausage and eggs, yeah, of course. But steak and eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
I use ketchup. I really do.
Well, the sun has come up. I'm going to go have my coffee.
Well,
yeah.
You know what they say.
Cold and dark.
The sun will come up tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Bet your bottom dollar.
I don't know if we're going to have sun. We still have a little bit of Chinooki cloud out there, I think.
Well.
Oh, yeah. We got an arch. I can see the bottom of it over there. Okay. Bye, everybody. Come back tonight.
Thank you, Auntie Jen.
Bye.
Fantastic. This bagel is so good. Christina, yep. And it's a juicy ribeye. And the ALA, BOCAD, Bank of Canada, 0.5% interest rate cut, loony. I think it can go up now. Jeff, can someone put in a word with Rocket Lab for a bit of an upward movement? I got 5 $22 cash ticket puts that expire this Friday that I really don't want to roll if I have to. We'll find out here what's going on. We'll just keep an eye on this market. Rocket Lab 22.41, down 44. Bottom line, Jeff, is if you roll your put, you're going to bring in more money. That's the plan. That's the deal. Whenever you're ready, go forward a month or two and roll into higher priced puts and take more money. Do it now. Why do you wait until Friday? Do it now. You're going to make another trade of some kind anyway. Why not take advantage of it here? So good. So very good. Wow, Bobby, that's an interesting thought. While I'm eating my bagel, thank you, everybody. Oh boy, wonderful, phenomenal, absolutely fabulous, everybody. Oh, gotta love that bagel. Welcome to the bagel family. Hope you're having fun chopping your breakfast today. Just noticing a headline just broke a little while ago that Albertsons has ended their merger deal with Kroger. They're not going to be able to merge those two giants together into one. The article goes on to say that grocery chain Albertsons said on Wednesday that it decided to terminate the merger agreement with Kroger after a U.S. District Court judge issued injunctions to block the proposed merger of the two firms the day before. We're deeply disappointed in the court's decisions, said Albertsons CEO. Albertsons also filed a lawsuit against Kroger, claiming the firm willfully breached the contract. Kroger has failed to exercise best efforts and to take any and all actions to secure regulatory approval of the company's agreed merger transaction, said Albertsons, as it should be under the terms of the agreement. Kroger didn't immediately respond to a request. Pursuant to the Court of Chancery rules, Albertsons' complaint against Kroger is temporarily under seal. Albertsons stock is rising 0.5%, while Kroger stocks are only up 1% so far this morning. There you go. I tell you, kids, I have no sympathy for these absolute monsters that want to merge together and then dominate the American market and screw the customer out of all kinds of money. I love capitalism, I really do, but I do not want to see this capitalism that is at the cost of all other people out there. Not only the customers, but competition. These two guys, as one merged monster company, will dominate and will so crush a competition in the food business. It would be devastating. And I'm talking about small brands that are trying to make a go of it. If you're not, Kraft Foods and General Foods and these massive mega monster food companies, you're out of business. You can't get shelf space in these mega monster retail establishments. I would rather have a fractured market. It's kind of like the airline market. Canadians and Americans used to get a much better deal on airfare when there were 15 airline companies competing for your business. Now that there are 5 in America, 2 in Canada, the customers are getting screwed left, right, and center. Cruise lines. Before 9/11, back in the day, before 2001, there were 10 different cruise lines, all independently run. Princess Cruise was its own company. Holland America was its own company. Carnival was its own company. Cunard was its own company. Royal Caribbean was all by itself. These cruise lines were independently run and operated. Then we had the consolidation after the meltdown, after the '01 attacks and the economic melee that happened after that. These cruise lines had to merge with each other to stay alive. So Carnival bought Princess. They bought Holland America. They bought Cunard. Carnival, the corporation, owns 10 different cruise lines that used to all be separate. And so there was a time where you could go shopping or you could talk to your travel agent, the old days, and you'd say, look, I'm thinking about going on a cruise to Hawaii. And your travel agent would come to you and say, well, you can cruise out of San Francisco, out of Los Angeles, out of Long Beach or San Diego to go to Hawaii. And there are like 6 different cruise lines, all independent of each other, looking for business. Plus, I can fly you to LA or San Diego or Frisco on one of 12 different airlines, and I can check the best prices. Plus, I can put you up in a hotel before the cruise for how many days you want to be there. And all these hotels are independently owned and operated, so they're competing with your business. And in effect, there were people going on holidays in the 80s and 90s for way less money to put together a holiday itinerary with their travel agents than today. Because today, you book your cruise through one of 3 cruise lines: Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean. You want an affordable cruise, you're going through those 3 guys. You have money to burn, you have a little more capital handy, you're going to go through Viking independently. You're going to go through a few other cruise lines like what was it? It used to be Silver Seas, but Crystal Cruises and a few other. But very few independent lines. Pona out of France is another one that's an independent. Very few left. In any event, hotels have merged into massive chains, and airlines. There are now 5 airlines, and so you get screwed by every one of these guys. And every one of these guys are maximizing profits because of lack of competition. There is no way that 3 cruise ships are going to leave Los Angeles on the same day for Hawaii cruise. Never going to happen again. You're going to have Princess leave on a Monday. You're going to have Royal Caribbean leave on a Wednesday. You're going to have a Holland America leave on a Friday. You might have a Norwegian cruise going to Hawaii on the next week Tuesday. In the old days, there were days where there were 2 or 3 cruise ships going to the same locations, and you could choose and shop between each one for the best deal. And coming into the last month of the cruise timing, the cruise lines would get desperate to fill out cabins. You used to get phone calls. You remember phone calls? You used to get phone calls from travel agents if you had a relationship with your travel agent, where your travel agent would say, hey, Bruce, I just got a notification through my fax machine that says I can get you and your wife into a balcony cabin on Holland America 5-star cruise with a booze package included for a 15-day Hawaii cruise. For the 2 of you, $1,000 all in, and you'd just be going $1,000, $500 each on a 15-day cruise. Just sign me up, and it cost me $200 or $300 to fly to LA and back. I'll pay that. I've saved so much on the cruise that this airfare is irrelevant. I'm in, baby. Let's do this. How many times that we used to get notifications, even through emails, through our travel agents, and they would say to us, "Oh, you want to fly?" Chicago to London for $300 return on United or on Virgin Atlantic or on God knows how many other airlines. Those days are over. Now we have to scour the world for deals, and there are people out there who are trying to help you travel on points so that all year long you spend money using your credit card to get points, and then you can use points to get a better deal to fly somewhere else or get a hotel stay. The world has really changed. But again, for some it's working, for many it's not. But for these big outfits, it's working great. Absolutely great. Can we talk about Tesla? Jeff, just for Four grocers own 70% of the U.S. market, Albertsons and Kroger being two of the four. Christina, I'm so glad I got out of my 100 shares and long underwater call. Christina, this is not sustainable. One, Uncle Bruce, I just rolled my Rocket Lab $12 expiry, Jan 26, to $25 Jan 26, both paid $2.55 and $9.55 respectively. In other words, I got $7 net. Is my math correct on this? Is a good idea. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Giddy up. I'm sure it is. I don't have all the details here, but it sounds pretty good. BTC broke 100,000 again. Bitcoin broke 100,000 again today. The Dow is down 10. The S&P is up 42. Nasdaq up 272 at the moment. SoFi up 1 penny. Rocket Lab up down 38 cents on the Rocket Lab, 22.48. The Rocket Lab low today was 21.93. We're at 22.48. And looks like we're just about to climb into the green if this continues. Gamestop up 173 to 28.66. The low was 27.51. The high 29.09. We're at 28.66. Very close to the high level of the day. AI down 308, 38.65. The low was 36.71. We're almost $2 better off than the low of the day. Very close. Nvidia's up 138. Tesla's up 944. Those of you who have moved into credit spreads or moved into cash secured puts, moved into credit spreads on calls, on Tesla or puts, congratulations, you're making money. Going cash. Giddy up, everybody. Fun times at the OK Corral. Costco's up $12.80 to $1,006 a share. Coinbase up $14.50 right now. Google up $7.70. Apple up $2.36. Microsoft is up $5.50. Intel down 19. Broadcom up $7.69. Netflix up $26 to $939.90. Meta up $15.69. Eli Lilly down $10. Amazon is up $6. Spiders are up $4. Super Micro down $3.41 to $37.13. We got Uber down $3.26. Adobe up $1.80. Cisco down 7. AMD down 81. Unity up 2. Enphase down 57. Moderna up 63. Pfizer down 12. IBM down 2. HBQ down 11. And I keep looking at this market wondering, are we topping out? Are we very near the top? Is this about it? Are we about to slump through tax selling through December and then into a bad January? How is this going to play? Because this is the replay of 2021, 2022 right now. And I wonder, have we had the best we're going to get for a while? I really do wonder. Zed, I have 10 covered calls. GameStop, December 2024 expiry, $30. I'm hoping to get exercised on the 30s. There you go. Looking to get exercised. 28.58 on the stock. Hoping to get exercised. There you go. Giddy up, kids. This is the market. This is the game. Join me tonight at 7 o'clock live for Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for participating in our quick poll question here of the day. 117 people were answering the question, should Uncle Bruce eat the bagel on the air? 82% said yes, it's been done. Thank you for these thumbs ups today. We broke 200 yet again. Thank you for your support. 214 thumbs ups. They keep coming on. Those of you on the rerun, thank you as well. I will see you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern live for Gold Bagel members only on Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. Join me then. Have a great rest of your day. Get richer. Do what James of the Misty Tree does. Don't forget to honor the Knights of Ni and let them know that you so appreciate all their efforts to make the markets work in your favor, because that is what the Knights of Ni do behind the scenes. Thank you all for popping through here. Neat. Here come the knee emojis. The attack is underway. D.H. Ruda just popped in there. Richard Carlin is in there. Neat. Here they come. Knee emojis all over the map. Thank you, kids, for joining us today. Let's keep the drive alive. J-Boy, John Anderson, ALA is here. Snow Moon, Larry Titus. Neat. Have a great day, everybody. Get richer out there, kids. Get greedy. Get rich. Go cash. and giddy on up. Thank you, Juan, and everyone for being here. We love you guys. See you tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. Bye from Calgary.